Jon Snow is dead. Or is he? Today we discuss the top 8 reasons why Jon Snow is presumed to not be dead in Game of Thrones. Or at least not dead forever. Reason 8. Let the man be reborn. Master Aemon, with his weighted words of wisdom, seems to give us a smidge of foreshadowing for Jon's resurrection. The fact that he felt the need to repeat, "Kill the boy, then let the man be reborn," with some added awe-inspiring and meaningful poignant music, gives us a hint of what's to come. Reason 7. Warging. Now, although this has not been displayed nor mentioned in the show, in the book, Jon had the ability to warg, like his brother Bran. Or is it his cousin Bran? Moving on. In the books, the last word Jon spoke was ghost instead of Ollie. The reason this is significant, and very well may have a hand in how things could play out in the show, is that in the prologue of A Dance with Dragons, there was a suggestion that skin changers could live in the animal they warg into before the skin changer dies. Basically, if Jon warged into Ghost, though his body may be dead, he could live on in Ghost for a while. The catch being, the longer he stayed inside his wolf, the more he would lose his humanity and basically fully become the animal he warged into. Though Jon Snow has never been shown to have the ability that apparently all Stark kids innately possess, there is speculation that trauma could trigger this power, as when Bran was almost killed, he developed the ability to warg thereafter. Reason 6. Poster clue. HBO released a teaser poster for Season 6 of Jon Snow's face painted with blood. This poster seemed to provide further evidence, albeit small, that Jon will be resurrected. The blood on his face is strategically placed and is in fact out of place since Jon Snow had clearly been stabbed in the chest and stomach. At no point was he wounded or bleeding from his face when we last saw him. This leads us to believe that any wound to the face would have been inflicted after his death. Also, his eyes are concealed purposefully. Being able to see Jon Snow's eyes in the poster probably would have revealed too much, since the eyes give away so much regarding the soul, spirit, and cognition of the individual. Reason 5. Melisandre. This red woman, a red priestess, belongs to a class of people who seem to have the ability to bring people back from the dead shortly after. We've seen evidence of this when Thoros, a red priest of the Lord of Light, resurrects Beric Dondarrion in Season 1. Though Melisandre has never been seen to resurrect anyone, it is coincidentally timed for her to show up at the wall at the time Jon meets his demise. Foreshadowing has let us know that she's taken a liking to him, believing he may be Azor Ahai, giving her the ultimate motive for wanting to resurrect him. Reason 4. Maisie Williams' hint. Maisie seems to be very generous with this nugget.
Great twist. I can't say that he's going to be alive.
See how she has the obvious look of mischief on her face when she says, "I can't say he's gonna be alive." This could mean 2 things. He may not be alive as we know a living person to be, i.e. undead or dead for a short while, or she's just not allowed to tell anyone that. Reason 3. Long locks. Kit Harington is being watched closely for his hair. The Independent reported in December 2014, Jon Snow actor regretted being contractually obligated to keep his hair long for his role of Jon Snow, and he expressed that he was planning to cut it off as soon as he was allowed. Ergo, if Jon Snow really is dead and Harrington's services are no longer required on screen, why hasn't he cut it? Especially since he expressed he hated having long hair. Here's a recent photo of Kit Harington, released April 4th, 2016, with his locks still flowing. Reason 2. Spoiler alert, Jon is widely believed to be the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. Much of the evidence gathered points to this fact. Therefore, there isn't really much sense in confirming this after Jon Snow has died, or building up to it to have him remain dead. There's so much room for the plot to thicken if he is alive, and he is one of the most viable heirs to the Iron Throne. Reason 1. Ready, set. Jon Snow has been spotted on the set of Game of Thrones. Watchers on the wall, the Game of Thrones news community, proclaimed to having seen Harrington on the set multiple times in Northern Ireland with the cast. They claimed Harrington was seen filming a big fight where he could have been leading Northern armies against the Boltons. Here's a picture that was provided to back up this claim. It shows what looks to be Jon Snow wearing a Stark armor, not a Night's Watch armor. In conclusion, overall, Jon Snow is dead. The question is, for how long? Tell me guys, what's your theory on how Jon Snow will return? Or even whether he will? Leave your comments below.